Word has been used recently, a phrase called the tipping point, and the American people will very soon be asked to support a type of a global warming cap and trade bill. That legislation that has already had a hearing in the Environment, Public Works, and there are a couple other bills in the background. These bills come at a time when the science is overwhelmingly taking away the basis for alarm. I'm going to use terms this morning. The alarmists are the ones who are, mostly out in California, the far left extremists, the Hollywood elitists, and others who feel that this is a great alarm, the world's coming to an end. The same ones who said that another ice age was coming back in the middle 70s, and so we need to know that what terms we're using. An abundance of new peer-reviewed studies, analyses, and data-era discoveries in the past several months has prompted scientists to declare that fear of catastrophic man-made global warming, and I'm using their terms now, the science's terms, bites the dust, and the scientific underpinnings for alarm are falling apart. I've addressed this subject on this floor about a dozen times since 2003. But I want to talk to you today about something that is really kind of unprecedented, and that is to talk only about things that have happened this year, or mostly in the last 7 months, that people are just not aware of. The media is very much opposed to the idea that there might be another side to the global warming story. And so we're going to be talking about a tipping point in a little different relationship than you've been hearing about it recently. I will detail how the committed left-wing scientists now believe the environmental movement has been co-opted into promoting global warming as a crisis, and I'll expose the manufactured facade of consensus. And the interesting thing, Mr. President, is that everything I'm going to be using is going to be things that have happened just in the last 6 months. I'll also address the economic factors of the so-called solutions to global warming and how they will have no measurable impact on the climate. But these so-called solutions will create huge economic harm for American families and the poor residents of the developing world who may see development hindered by unfounded climate fears. We're currently witnessing an international awakening of scientists who are speaking out in opposition of former Vice President Al Gore, of the United Nations, of the Hollywood elitists, of the media-driven consensus on man-made global warming. We've witnessed the Antarctic ice grow to record levels since satellite monitoring began in the 1970s. We have witnessed NASA temperature data errors that have made 1934 instead of 1998 the hottest year on record in the United States. And we've seen global average temperatures flatline since 1998, and the southern hemisphere cool in recent years. And when they talk about global warming, I've always conceded that the northern hemisphere is going through a warming period, as it did a cooling period back in the 70s. But the southern hemisphere actually has been getting colder. And this is all new stuff, as I say, Mr. President, in the last few months. These are new developments. They're but a sample of the new information coming out of that continues to debunk the United Nations and former Vice President Al Gore and the media-promoted consensus on global warming. But